of you 5 years from now not using video to tell that story is beyond me. I don't see that being the case. I see everyone using it, especially when you realize that a couple years ago even, it would have cost you $150,000 to have a commercial shot and put online, or not even online, on TV. And you can do that now for a couple, $500 to $2,000. And that's one 3 to 5 minute video that's, so I guess the future would be, I would say, websites. If you do have brochure-aware websites where people just go and they get contact information, actually having a video there where people can learn more about your business. I know it doesn't sound too futuristic, but it's definitely something I think that's next.
So I guess I would answer your question with a question, which is next big thing for what? Social network, okay. So if the question is, what's the next big thing for using social networking to market your business? My personal opinion is that the next big thing is probably going to be pen and paper. Because when everybody is on Twitter, everybody's got Facebook, everybody's emailing you, everybody's got video things going on, man, good handwriting on good stationery is going to cut through that clutter and differentiate the heck out of you.
Very true.
Just one thought on that is that I don't really care. And what I mean by that is if I'm really immersed in what is available right now, I'm going to be exposed to people like this that are thinking forward, that know much more than I do. And so I'm not really worried about keeping pace or being exposed to something new. Let me focus on what I've got right now, what's available to me, and then it'll lead to something else. And I think that's pretty much how I've operated.
Well, just like this just led you to your podcast.
Right.
I mean, who's next?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment because I think the overlying picture here seems to be about doing what you really love to do and being really passionate about what you do. I'm just starting a couple companies. I'm not here to make a plug. My real plug is just to be sort of a plug for passion.
Yep.
I just came back from Vegas at this wonderful conference, and I got to meet these great CEOs who they start their business model based on their vision for their culture, their vision for their business. Not necessarily, they have an idea of what they want to do from a revenue generating standpoint, but it's really about what they're passionate about, what their vision is, what kind of culture they want to create. Zappos.com, for example, I don't work for them, I don't buy their shoes. I took a tour of their corporate office. It is incredible. These guys are really like just posting everything that they're passionate about. They're putting it on their walls. They come and they pick you up wherever you are in Vegas. They bring you to their site. They give you books. They give you free lunch. They are a customer service company that sells shoes. And for me, what's important is that people care. And I think that's an example of a company that cares. So I'm not, I'm just sort of passing these ideas out. I think when I hear you guys talk, it's what are we passionate about? What do we want to create? What kind of culture? How do we want to influence the rest of the business world and the business community? And I think that's where the sort of the new economy is.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Just to follow on that, a couple months ago, our company's based in Boulder, Colorado, and I'm in New York, but we've had an identity crisis for a good while on Welcomat, and it's been that for a good while, we lost sight of why we started the company. And just a few months ago, my partners and I were on the phone talking about why we started this business to begin with, and it was, we got sidetracked with real estate video and this and that and video tourism. Really what it's always been about, it's been about celebrating local flavor, right? No Home Depots, forget Starbucks. It's the companies that are gentrifying the cities everywhere, and let's focus on the local hardware shops, the local business owners that really are what make this country great. So that's a very good point because it's sort of gotten us back on track, and I'm finding more passion, and we're about to launch a blog focused on the future of local video, and all of it because of your point, like just being more passionate about what it is, why you're doing what you're doing, why did you become a broker, why did you become an architect, etc. And following that.
Who else has questions? We have 15 more minutes. Ryan?
I just want to know as a reality check, sort of how many followers on Twitter, how many friends on Facebook, and how many connections on LinkedIn, just sort of down the road, so all of us can have a...
You want to start on this end?
Who wants to show theirs first?
Numbers. I think, and I was just on Twitter today, I think I have 168 followers. I think that's the exact number. And that's because
you know exactly.
No, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I saw. And I know I'm not following 168 people, so it must be that's how many followers I have. Friends on Facebook, I have like 350, something like that. LinkedIn is probably 150, something like that. And I think to go further in answering that question, the reason that these numbers aren't huge is because I like it that way. The Twitter thing I can't control. I'm relatively new to that. I'm not a tech savvy guy at all, so that's been something that I've just recently gotten involved with, a couple of months. But the people who read my blog that are on Twitter follow me on Twitter. But and then the blog, I get about 25,000 unique visitors a month.
Twitter, 10 minutes before the conference started, I was at 1,002. Hey, so I cracked 1,000. But Facebook, about 500, I believe, almost 500. LinkedIn, about 700. And my blog, I get about anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 a day. So what's that, 30 to 40,000 a month, something like that. And that's it. It seems to sort of, continues to, my blog traffic has been pretty level. I feel like I have a universe of loyal readers, but my Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter continue to rise.
I have about 1,600 followers on Twitter, and
we're seated in order of Twitter followers.
Right. And I don't know, maybe I had 400 friends on Facebook, and now I have 399, and that happened between the fatty crab comment last night and today. So I've got to go through and figure out who doesn't like fatty crab. And my LinkedIn is probably 300, and my blog gets a couple thousand visits a month.
Twitter I was just looking, 480 something. Facebook, I think over probably 1,100 or so. And then LinkedIn, I don't really use much. I used to look at LinkedIn as sort of like a place to look for a job, so I'm not looking for jobs. I haven't really messed with it much, but that's, yeah.
I really don't know. I think something like 250 on Twitter, maybe 200 on Facebook, maybe 200 on LinkedIn, and probably like 22 readers on my blog. All of you who are here, thank you. Good to see you. But what's funny is, kind of an add-on to that, and I really don't think I'm justifying this in any way because I don't do my blogging for business. Joe Ferrara and I had a really interesting discussion at RE Tech South about this, which is what matters more, quality or quantity? And I just can't fathom having 2,000 friends. I can't keep track of the 2 that I have. So how do you do that? So I guess that's an interesting thing. Now, translated to the business level, again, I'll go back to something like the gentleman who's an architect. Does it really matter if you have 5,000 consumer followers, not one of whom will order your service? Yeah. Or is it better for you to have 20 followers who are all major developers of Manhattan real estate? So I think it sort of depends on your focus, what you want to get out of this whole social media game. What the purpose of your blog. It sort of kind of depends. Certainly there's a balance. If no one's following you, then you could write the greatest American novel and whatever it is, no one's going to read it. But I think there is a certain balance between quality and quantity that has to be measured.
Yes.
Is Twitter and Facebook in lieu of spam?
He asked if Twitter and Facebook are in lieu of spam.
In some cases, yes.
Well, I think
Facebook and Twitter, you're trying to get everybody to go to your Twitter and Facebook, and that way you don't have to send notes every month.
Emails, right?
Well,
it's more passive. Sure, people choose to follow you, or they choose not to follow you. They choose to be your friend on Facebook, or they choose not to. And by the way, you can also choose to not let somebody be your friend on Facebook, which I do frequently. People, I like what Rick said, if this whole room sends me a friend request on Facebook, well, there are a couple of people I think I'm already friends with who are in the room, but that's because I know them and I consider them friends.